Greetings, pilots. I'm your Intel Officer So, and welcome to So, What's a Gundam? In this podcast, I'll try to answer questions that commonly come up about the Universal Century, which is the main timeline of Gundam, and try to make it easier to understand. Content warning. I'm gonna make mistakes. I might forget something really important or really crucial, and if you know better than me, please timestamp where I got something wrong, and tell everybody else what I got wrong. Thanks. Today we're tackling Psycommu weapons, those floaty bits that shoot beams and whatnot. Sometimes they have wires, sometimes they don't, sometimes they're huge, sometimes they're small. What are they? Well, first, we'll be talking about who made them. Well, that would be Dr. Flanagan, a Xeon scientist and member of the self-named Flanagan New Type Research Institute. He would assist in the work of the Elmeth, which Lala Soon would pilot, and also I believe in Gundam 8th MS Team, it was shown that he also experimented on kids as he was trying to figure out how to unlock the new type potential. So he wasn't really a good guy. Anywho, now we can ask, how does Psycommu tech work? If you can remember from the Minovsky particle episode, weapon targeting systems, communication systems, and other electronics, those were kind of prone to breaking when Minovsky particles were in the area and in effect. Well, they figured out that Minovsky particles themselves could be used as a sort of communication medium, which they would call Psycommu, or as I put it, psychic communication. By focusing and amplifying the psychic waves coming from a human pilot, they could translate these waves into machine language. This wasn't really a perfected technology, as communication, like actually talking to people, it couldn't really be used, but the machine language could very extremely well pick up on the intention of the user and accurately fire weaponry through the Psycommu medium. Psycommu weapons would usually come in two variants, wire-guided and wireless. Wireless were for those with better new type capabilities, while wire-guided were accessible to those with little to no new type capabilities. So imagine wire-guided being essentially training wheels for everybody to use. Well, Psycommu weapons were sort of known to put on some level of mental strain on the human mind, so they were used cautiously, because, well, you don't want to have a headache while you're in a fight, or have a mental collapse during the fight. This mental strain would also scale to how complex and how numerous the weaponry itself was. So if you had, 12 billion, let's say, funnels, those little floaty guns, your brain would probably explode, but that's just me saying it. Eventually, Psycommu systems would be used to try and better control the mobile suit it was installed in. I can't really remember which mobile suit had that specifically, but I do know that something like the Sazabi and the new Gundam would have the Psycho frame installed within it. I'm not sure if that's the same, so please let me know if I'm completely wrong. So now we're heading on to a brief history of Psycommu installed weapons, ships, and mobile suits. The first one to have Psycommu weaponry installed on it was the Brabro, which is also known as the Kikoroga, a ship that was made to be piloted by 3 people with 1 driver and 2 gunners. The gunners would be the ones obviously controlling the wire-guided weapons, and the most notable pilot is Chalia Bull, who you can see in G-Crux and becomes, the big guy about it. Then, eventually, would come the mobile armor, the Elmeth, which would be famously piloted by Lala Soon, and this one was actually built for combat, as it would assist Char in his mobile suit against Amuro and I think it was Artesia, or Sailor Mass. Its Psycommu weaponry would come in the form of bits, larger wireless beam guns, that would be used to overwhelm whoever. I would say they kind of remind me of, like, shuttlecocks, the little balls with, like, net cones around them. I don't know, maybe that's just me. Finally would be the Zeong, Char's final mobile suit in the 1-Year War, with those giant forearms that would launch out with wires and pew, pew, with its mega particle cannons. There's plenty more, but that's all I think I can name for now in the 1-Year War. Okay, this is a little important before I wrap this episode up. As I said in the community posts, college is coming up, and I'm not sure if I'll be able to produce episodes consistently. So when college starts and the 2 weeks start going on, I'll try and figure out how to optimize how I want to do this. I don't really have a episode planned right now since, college is coming up, but in my community post, I'll try and figure something out, or maybe you can come up with something. That's all for now, pilots. End of briefing.